After reaching Nellore, Guruji had to continue his school education, and they got him admitted into the school. He was not very willing to attend the school regularly because he felt that lot of time is wasted during the school hours. Instead, he preferred to study at home, and his parents appointed special tutors for him to teach many subjects, and he was learning a lot, and he was also reading quite a bit to supplement what has been taught. And during the school days, he used to visit Ranganatha Swami temple at Nellore, which was very famous. He specifically liked that form of Vishnu for certain reasons. It is that Vishnu who is on constant meditation of his source, the Sadashiva. You could see in the idol his hands being kept on the Shivalinga. That is what you can see even at Padmanabha Swami temple at Trivandrum. And one more thing I can remember, once we went to Kaveri Pushkaram, and Guruji wanted to get down at Srirangapatnam and enter into Tipu Sultan's fort. Tipu Sultan was an ardent devotee of Ranganatha Swami. He built a temple for Ranganatha Swami in his own fort and visited that temple. Even in that temple, the idol had the same form of Ranganatha Swami placed his hand on the Shivalinga. So, for the Upasana, Guruji recommended that it is better to meditate on the form of Vishnu who is meditating on his source. Then he directly takes you to the source. Otherwise, he washes your karma and then makes you clean and then redeems you. The family rented 2 separate houses, one for the household, another one for the guests. Guruji's father, being himself a poet and a writer, used to invite writers from all over the state to come and then have meetings regularly. During the meetings, the authors used to bring their own works before they got published. And in those meetings, works like Nayanamritam by Bhavaraj Subbarao and the works of Guruji's father himself, like Mrityunjay Vilasam and Tukaram Charitra, were presented. And it was quite enlightening sessions, and Guruji used to attend them. And during that time, there was some reason for a conflict between Hindus and Muslims at Nellore. A cyclist, Hindu cyclist, of course, was murdered in the open daylight by the Muslims, and the Hindu family was also butchered. And the Hindus could not put up a joint fight, and Guruji was watching how defenseless we have become due to various reasons. And that was a time when the Second World War also got started, and there was a general feeling that we should help the British to fight the war, and in return we could get the freedom. But unfortunately, the British did not respond, and that resulted in the Quit India call given by Gandhiji. The family returned to Kabul, and Guruji continued his school education. When he was at Kabul, one of the days he was taking the bath in the river Godavari there, and a sadhu from North India called him and said, "I am going to give you a mantra and kindly take it." Guruji readily agreed, and in no time Guruji got the siddhi of that mantra itself, and the sadhu was very much pleased, And the next day also he appeared, and continuously every day he used to give one mantra, and Guruji used to get the siddhi of that mantra immediately. This went on for nearly 31 times. On the 32nd day, the sadhu cautioned Guruji, I am giving you a very important mantra which has got so many siddhis inside it, but there is danger in it. I will give you some small balls of wheat flour, and then you drop them one after another in the water standing in it. And you will see a small snake at a distant location, and the snake will be slowly moving towards you, and it will go on increasing in its size. And it will be sky high when it approaches you. If you get any fear out of it, you will die. Otherwise, the snake will enter you and you will get lot of siddhis. Guruji readily agreed, and he was dropping the balls, and as the sadhu said, a snake was seen at a distant location in the river, and snake started moving, and it got enormous proportions and entered into Guruji, and Guruji got lot of siddhis out of it. Then the sadhu was extremely pleased, and he said, I thank you because I have unburdened my Lord. Now I can go free. Guruji never used all those siddhis in his life. During one of the Navaratris, he dropped all of them into the oven. Another incident in Kovur that took place during the school days was the Quit India movement. Gandhiji gave the Quit India call, and his school classmates wanted to do something. Nearly 200 of them got collected, and they decided to stop the Madras-Howrah mail at Kovur railway station. They all were collected on the railway track, and as the train was approaching, all of them left the track in fear. Only 4 students remained on the track, and they stopped the train. And they were rounded up by the police and taken to the local magistrate court, and the magistrate ordered they should be put behind bars in the court premises. And they were constantly shouting, Bharat Mata ki Jai, Gandhiji ki Jai, Quit India, like that. So, in the evening, the magistrate came there, got the jail doors opened, and asked Guruji, what could you achieve during the entire day? Guruji promptly replied, what better can we achieve? We were in the court premises of the British government and shouted all those slogans, including Quit India. The magistrate laughed and asked them to get away. This is another incident which came to Guruji's mind, which was very impressive. His parents got his Upanayanam done in the year 1940. It is a grand occasion, and the celebration extended for 5 days. And immediately after that, he was given the Sambhava Diksha. That means he has to carry a Sivalinga throughout his life. That is also known as Lingadharana. The Diksha was given by Mallampalli Veerabhadraya Garu, who was already 80 years old at that time. He was such a fortunate person to give Panchakshari Mantropadesha to Guru Garu, who is himself Shiva incarnate in a way. After completing his school education at Kovur, Guruji continued his studies at Vijayawada. He joined SRR CVR College in the intermediate course with mathematics and science as subjects. And it is here Thus, his personality got very much formed. Vishwanatha Satyanarayana, a very renowned poet, was his Sanskrit teacher. And Gurujis developed a special rapport with him and used to spend a lot of time with him discussing his own works. The poet was very much worried about the erosion of our cultural values and the rise of consumerism in the country. And he was a great Shiva Bhakta too. Naturally, their affinity is more than justified that way. Guruji used to spend his time over many subjects. Like, he used to spend 2 days in a week during the evenings at RSS Shaka, and 2 days he allotted to playing games, and another 2 days he used to attend the spiritual discourses of Manika Shastri. At that time, he was giving Shankara Bhashya. Guruji was also influenced by his aunt Ratna Manikyamba, and with whom he was discussing many spiritual matters. Vishwanath Satyanarayana Garu later, in his later years, worked at Karimnagar. At that time, Guruji was also working in the police department at Karimnagar. They used to meet regularly. And Mr. Narayan Rao, an advocate, was also associated with them. Mr. Narayan Rao was a great Devi Upasaka, and he had great talent in Hindustani music. His life was very unique and peculiar, and they spent together quite some time. And the poet took his life itself and then wrote his work by name Mroyuta Meda. At Vijayawada, Guruji met Golwarkar at Chundur Venkat Reddy's house. He got 15 minutes of time with him. Guruji questioned him, in a Hindu majority country, where was the need for the RSS? Golwarkar replied, the Hindus live always individually and there is no collective strength, and they are in deep slumber. I want to see at least to wake them up, to protect themselves. If somebody attacks, at least they should be awake to run away. Today, they are butchered in their slumber. Guruji was equally interested in dance. He practiced dance by going through the book Nritya Darpanam, and he learnt all the techniques of choreography. In the later years, when Gita Govindam was taken up, Guruji composed the music and also helped them in the choreography of the dance drama. The nation was undergoing a small change at that time. The writers, the so-called intellectuals, and those who were making films, all were harping on criticizing our own customs and habits and our tradition. And they were trying to point out all the ills of the society are due to our tradition. And constantly they were advised restraint only to Hindus, while they were unwilling to talk anything about the atrocities, pillage, murder, etc., which was done by the Muslim invaders. They always used to advise that they should forget the past and go ahead with the future.